हेलो, नमस्ते, सत श्री अकाल, अन्यहासेयो। कैसे हैं आप लोग? आज हम किसी और गेस्ट को लेके आए जो इंडिया में क्वाइट फेमस है। अब अगर मैं आपको बोलूँ कि हम आज लखनवी नवाब को लेके आए, तो आपको पता है ना वो चैनल? It was really famous and she started teaching lots of people Korean how to speak and छोटे छोटे words जो आपको really useful होंगे जब आप कोरिया में आओगे तब. So without further delay, let me introduce our today's guest, Swarmin. Hi.
नमस्ते.
नमस्ते. आप भी यहाँ पे 7 साल से रह रही है, ऐसे मैंने सुना है, लेकिन it was recently, right? Like this year we met for the first time.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know why.
Even I didn't know.
पिछली बार हम बोल रहे थे कि 5 साल से I was avoiding all the Indians,
Yeah,
and you were doing the same thing. It's like कभी
शायद इसीलिए नहीं मिले.
right? Indian दिखा दो. कहाँ है? मुझे नहीं दिख रहा.
मुझे नहीं दिख रहा.
Right? So before we start, would you like to introduce yourself? आप हिंदी में, इंग्लिश में, कोरियन में सब चलेगा.
Okay. Hello everyone. So I am Swarnim and मेरा कोरियन नाम है इम सुआ. And इसके पीछे भी एक रीज़न है क्योंकि मेरा नाम स्वर्निम है. तो कोरियन में जैसे कि निम लगाते हैं नाम के आगे, तो पीपल थिंक कि रिस्पेक्ट दे रहे हैं. सो दे यूज्ड टू कॉल मी सुअरशी. दे रिमूव द नेम and then I'm like, don't call me Swar.
And they thought like you were telling 안녕하세요, 저 Swarnim입니다. So they were thinking that you are already adding name to yourself.
Just like some saying name. So I asked my Korean friend, like, can you please give me a Korean name? She gave it to me, like Sua. So it's like similar to my name. So you can call me Sua. That is like better.
Right. Even I call her both when I was like, okay, Swarnim bolu ya Sua bolu? And like I just call you Sua most of the times. I did not know the story. That's really interesting. And आप अभी क्या कर रहे हो?
Yeah. Right now I'm working as a digital marketer in a Korean company. And ये कंपनी eyelash extension बनाती है और उसके अलावा भी like it sells after care products. And I have been in Korea for around 7 years now. Before that I did my master's in international trade. And I learned Korean language at JNU, Delhi. And before that I did something like with engineering. So I have a like, you know, mixed background, education background. But now I'm focusing more on marketing and developing my career in this field.
So you just don't do marketing. I know that you are a digital marketer, but you also have started right now you are not active on it, but YouTube and trying to do consulting as well as like one-on-one consulting for all the Indian students and other Indians who wants to come to Korea. You have been on a couple of shows, you have interviewed a couple of people. Instead of me telling that, I would like to know from you like what you have done apart from that like work side.
Okay, so like I have 2 lives, you can say maybe. One is like professional life, working as a digital marketer. Of course I love doing digital marketing because I developed my interest in this when I was starting a business with my brother in India. But apart from that, I have a personal life where I focus more on content creation and as you said, like one-to-one consultation. So here on this, like if you look at my page and YouTube videos, then you would know that I make content more about language.
Yes.
And I try to add some value to it because like there are thousands of influencers who make videos about themselves. But when I want people to come to my page and see like they could learn something from my page, that is what I expect and that is why I create content. And I see there are a lot of people from India who want to come to Korea. Every time like in my DMs there are like thousands of messages. Kisko reply kare. So it's better like, you know, like I have created one-to-one consultation. So you can come if you want to ask about KGSP, if you want to ask about visa or like what field you should choose in Korea, because in Korea for foreigners it's not easy to find job in every field. Like you must be very much aware. तो बहुत लोग के बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस होते हैं, स्पेशली अबाउट नर्सिंग. बहुत लोग पूछते हैं इसके बारे में, तो मेरे को कुछ भी नहीं पता है. लाइक बट आई सेड आई वुड रिसर्च ऑन दिस. अभी तक का जवाब नहीं मिला है, बट आई विल डेफिनेटली लुक अबाउट दिस. सो a lot of people ask me, and even though I've made videos on KGSP scholarship, again people come and ask me इसको ऐसे क्या करना है तो just take one-to-one
वो एक चीज़ मुझे बहुत ध्यान में आती है. You also worked with Korean people and you also worked with Indians, right? तो कोरिया में जब काम करते तो सबसे पहली चीज़ हमें सिखाई गई थी कि if you don't know something, go and research.
Yes.
On your own. But somehow मेरी इंडिया में भी टीम थी. They come and they ask without research. Like अरे है ना वहाँ पे तुम research क्यों नहीं कर रहे हो? इतनी सारी डॉक्यूमेंट्स आपने बना के रखे हैं, मैंने देखे हैं उनको.
क्योंकि वो like everyone wants to be spoon से feed करो उनको एक एक करके.
Spoon feed वो इंडिया में बोलते हैं ना हम. And they feel like maybe that information is not for them.
Yes.
They have a customized situation. But आप एक इंसान हो, आप किस को help करोगे, right?
And the reason, you know, I am not giving information just by myself. I am calling people who are like more, who were one of the first few KGSP scholars. So I invited them for interview, and I told him like शुरुआत से start करना video कि like you open the website, download the एक step by step. Exactly, I told him this, and he did it. Still like people come to me and ask इसमें ऐसे क्या करना है? So I'm like, watch the video. If you don't know, come back to me for one-to-one consultation.
I guess like that would be, I hope everybody does that who wants to get KGSP program and also come to Korea and something like that. ये बहुत useful है. मैंने अभी तक मुझे इतना नहीं पता KGSP पे क्योंकि मैंने KGSP program किया नहीं है, but like I know how much efforts you have to put in to update yourself as well क्योंकि वो change हो रहा है तो क्या change हुआ है, कैसे कर सकते हो नहीं. So it's a big efforts that you are already putting in. So if people can use it, I guess that would be great, right?
Yeah.
And मैं आपसे इसलिए मिली थी क्योंकि हमारा एक म्यूचुअल फ्रेंड ने हमें इंट्रोड्यूस करवाया था. And it was not because like, hey, she's Indian, you are Indian, meet each other. It was because you also arrange and hold some of the Indian events in Korea, right? And तब भी कोई एक event कर रहे थे आप, and इसी वजह से उन्होंने इंट्रोड्यूस किया था मुझे आपसे कि हाँ ये दिवाली वाला या फिर Indian Bollywood Night का event था शायद तब भी. We got introduced to each other last time in Halloween. आप Halloween या New Year's party कुछ तो कर रहे थे.
No, not Halloween. I don't remember.
कभी तो भी, and I could not go, and उसके बाद में मतलब that was also inspiring कि आप Indian community भी आपने बनाई है and you are managing it. I know how much of trouble, I'm trying to find a good word for it, it is. तो वो idea कहाँ से आया and like why, like what inspired you?
Yeah. Actually idea कहाँ से आया like बहुत ही simple सा. I think you must have also faced or spoken this with your Indian friends. We were sitting in a room and we were like you know like 7 to 8 people. कोई बोलता है कि यार कराओके में इंडियन सॉन्ग्स होते हैं, नोरेबांग में होते तो कितना अच्छा होता. यहाँ पे क्लब्स में बॉलीवुड सॉन्ग्स होता तो कितना मज़ा आता. नॉट एग्जैक्टली इन द क्लब्स बट होता तो लाइक यहाँ पे लैटिन इतना फेमस है, इंग्लिश सॉन्ग्स चलते हैं, कोरियन चलते हैं, बट व्हाई नॉट बॉलीवुड. Like if you go to US, like there are like special places, not just US, like Middle East and like all other countries. I think there's so many Bollywood fans. But when you ask people in Korea about India, all they know is Namaste, curry, yoga, Gandhi.
3 Idiots.
Yes, 3 Idiots. Exactly.
3 Idiots.
Apart from this, they don't know anything. Like I even did an interview. How much do you know about India? They don't know much. So I thought like अगर यहाँ पे Bollywood music लाई जाए तो I think it might you know change the perspective of people how they look at Indians, Koreans especially, and also it would be a promotion of Indian culture in Korea. Like K-pop is prevalent all around the world, soft power. So similarly Bollywood आएगा तो थोड़ा तो soft power बढ़ेगा
शायद. हाँ
अभी धीरे धीरे करके you know there are so many Koreans who are falling for India and like they're making content about India, and so this is how you know how you can grow and spread the soft power of India into Korea. And this I started in 2019. उसके बाद COVID आ गया तो बंद हो गया, and I went back to India. फिर वापस आए तो like for me, I realized that time that this is something I really love. Like I love management. I do like in my events I am not enjoying, like everyone is enjoying except for me. because I'm managing. But I don't complain about that because I love managing, and it is something which helps me releasing my stress. Like from the office से जो stress मिलता है उसको कैसे release करें, like manage events. You get to meet so many people, and at the end of the event when you receive those small appreciation notes कि you're making us proud, you're spreading Indian culture, and that is something I look forward to always. And it's not just about Indian community, like I also do events about it's for the general people, so there are a lot of foreigners also who join my events. I remember there was a hiking event, and there was a friend from, he became my friend after that event. He came to hiking event and he said, I was so lonely in Korea, thank you so much, you made my day fulfilling, and I cannot thank you more for giving me this opportunity to meet people from all around the world and making good friends. Initially when he came to Korea, he used to feel very lonely, and after he left, he did not want to leave Korea because he found so many good friends.
That's inspiring. That's really, really, like, I understand, and I have a couple of not friends, but like some people, when they first come to me and they start talking to us, they are like, it's hard to make friends in Korea, right? Because it's kind of a closed society. So first step is hard for Koreans to, it's not like India or US where you just go and talk to anybody. तो I can feel कि यहाँ पे थोड़ा बहुत लोगों को लगता है कि हम दोस्त कैसे बनाएं, and
बात कैसे करें, कैसे नेटवर्क करें, so like
कहाँ पे जाके मिले, like हमें मिलना है लेकिन हम हमारे टाइप के इंसान कहाँ जाके मिलेंगे, क्लब में जाके थोड़ी मिल सकते हैं, and those kind of thing. And so did you, I'm going to a totally different direction, but still, did you ever felt like lonely in here? Like, did you feel
of course, like,
yourself, and how did you manage?
I think if you're a foreigner in a different country, you will definitely feel alone sometime or the other. Even if you have a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends, but sometimes I do feel lonely because there are things which you cannot, everything you cannot share with everyone.
How do you cope up with that? How do you
I keep myself busy. I go to office, after office, every time whenever I'm thinking either about the content creation or about the event, more about event because that excites me. So I'm thinking, ab is baar kya event karna chahiye, something different, something unique, jo people will like. Last time I did Sufi night, and that was because I know like there's not, these events are not for profit, I would like to say. Of course I do get because I'm managing, I'm not doing social service, right? So thoda sa it's okay, whatever I get, it doesn't matter, but I wanted to do this event because I know people want to enjoy these soft songs, Indian songs, and there wasn't a place where you can just go and chill and get the vibes and just enjoy the song. और एक moment था वो वाला song चला था, कैसे बताएं कि तुझको चाहे, and everyone was singing, and I thought कितने लोगों के दिल टूटे यहाँ पे. Everyone was singing. I will send the video to you.
Definitely. So वो पक्का मुझे भी लगता है, पता है रिसेंटली इंडिया में वो एक मूवी थी, मैंने देखी नहीं मूवी लेकिन सिर्फ सॉन्ग देखा है उसका, आलिया भट्ट एंड रणवीर सिंह की, उन्होंने पुराने सॉन्ग वाला एक सॉन्ग है उसमें, ऑल पुराने सॉन्ग्स है उसमें, एंड दे आर डांसिंग एंड आई वॉच दैट सॉन्ग एंड आई वाज लाइक यार वो रणवीर सिंह जैसे उसे आंखों में देख रहा है एंड एवरीथिंग हैपेंड, एंड आई वाज लाइक इस ऐसे टाइम पे जब भी मैं बॉलीवुड मूवी देखती हूँ ना, देन आई मिस इंडिया लाइक सो बैडली. तो जब भी लोनली फील होता है तो दो चीजें, एक तो इंडियन रोमांटिक मूवीज नहीं देखना है,
हाँ ऑब्वियसली यू हैव टू गो टू द पार्टी सॉन्ग्स,
यस यू हैव टू लाइक ढंग धड़क जो भी सॉन्ग्स है लाइक झिंग झिंग झिंगाट झिंग, लाइक लिटरली आई प्ले द सॉन्ग्स लाइक डांस ऑन इट, इट्स लाइक ओके नाउ आई फील लाइक better. I think like that's how I take care of it. So how you have lived here for like 7 years, so how do you think like Korea has influenced your life so far?
I think this was one of the best experience in my life. Probably it would be forever, because getting a chance to come to Korea, especially without spending my own money, like I did not spend a single penny of myself for myself while I was coming. So getting a chance to study in a foreign country for free is one of the best experience. And not only just studying for free, it's about meeting people from all around the world. And what I noticed and what I learned is that, like, at one moment you thought कि नहीं ये गलत है, but when you meet people from all around the world and they speak things and you understand their perspective, you know, okay, you can think this, ये अच्छा इस चीज़ को आप ऐसे भी सोच सकते हो. So there is a different perspective to altogether, and then you start agreeing, like, okay, I think my personality has changed a lot. Maybe you won't believe, when I was in school, I was an introvert. I changed.
Me too.
I changed from introvert to extrovert because I thought I was missing a lot, and I wanted to do things, but I couldn't because my personality was not like that. But I developed my personality. I worked on it. But now I feel कि यहाँ पे दूसरे लोगों से जब contact करते हैं, उनका perspective सुनते हैं, तो there's a lot you can learn and you can know that अच्छा इस चीज़ को ऐसे भी सोच सकते हैं. So this can be right, not always what you thought was correct.
Do you have any example to, like, anything that is coming to your mind कि एक आधा कोई किस्सा वगैरह कुछ होगा
कोई किस्सा
कि जहाँ पे तुमने दूसरा पर्सपेक्टिव देखा किसी का?
Okay, a lot of people in India think that कि अगर लड़की I don't know how people will react when I'm saying this. लड़की अगर सिगरेट पीती है या सिगरेट स्मोक करती है या पीती है, she has a bad character. So at one moment even I was okay, not a good girl. You have a different, especially like someone is drinking, it's fine. When she smokes, people judge. But यहाँ पे देखा, like, it's normal. And when I met my foreigner friends, they did not care about it. Like, they don't judge your character because of that. And then, you know, you learn कि अच्छा okay, character is not like why do you judge because of the habits that person that has. She or he is not, you know, doing anything bad to you just because he or she is smoking, right? So I think this is
one of the thing,
yeah, one
right?
of the thing. Not other examples, maybe later on I can.
Yeah, like I think like coming to any of the habits, like of course जब किसी के पास में bad habit होती है, it's not like they don't know about it, you know, उन्हें भी पता है कि हाँ ये कुछ हाँ, and लेकिन उन शायद कुछ है उन मतलब I do understand that. And जब भी कभी होता है कि जैसे कि हम मुझे ऐसा लगता है हम इंडिया में जब है तो इंडियन पर्सपेक्टिव जहाँ जो चीज़ पे हम जज करते हैं कुछ एक्शंस बोलो या कुछ है and everybody thinks like that's the only way to think about it. And वो बबल जो बोल सकते हैं हम, वो सोसाइटी का बबल जो है, वहाँ पे रह के ऐसा लगता है कि हाँ यही सब सही है, ये क्योंकि पहले से ही सब लोग ऐसे ही कर रहे हैं, हमारे आजू बाजू सब ऐसे ही कर रहे हैं, यही ऐसे ही करना चाहिए. And जब मैं भी यहाँ पे आई थी, so it's not because it's Korea, you know, I think अगर मैं शायद दूसरे कंट्री में भी जाती तो मुझे सेम एक्सपीरियंस होता था क्योंकि it's a broader perspective, but then it feels like yeah it's fine. Like for example मेरा शादी वाला है कि इंडिया में ऐसा है कि मेरे सारे फ्रेंड्स की 27 तक की हो गई है 27 साल में, एंड इंडिया में ऐसा हो रहा था कि लड़की के साथ कुछ गलत तो नहीं है, शादी क्यों नहीं कर रही है. 28-29 के जब तुम होते हो ना तो दे स्टार्ट क्वेश्चनिंग एंड लाइक नहीं है यार, कुछ गलत नहीं है, कुछ गलत नहीं हुआ है मेरे साथ, कुछ मतलब कहीं पे इंसिडेंट नहीं हुआ है. हाँ ये मेरा मतलब मेरी लाइफ है, मुझे डिसीजन लेना है. एंड इंडिया में जब थी मुझे ऐसा लगता था कि नहीं हर एक का ऐसा, क्योंकि एवरीबडी इज जजिंग यू, बट इन हियर इट्स लाइक इट्स फाइन. एंड व्हेन यू सी कि क्यों वो बोलते फाइन है, क्योंकि ऐसे कि इट्स योर लाइफ. अगर तुम जल्दी में गलत डिसीजन ले रहे हो या फिर तुम रेडी नहीं हो एंड तुम किसी में जा रहे हो तो यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू बी हैप्पी. इंडिया में बोलते कि यू वुड लर्न टू बी हैप्पी.
व्हाई डू यू हैव टू लर्न टू बी हैप्पी?
एडजस्ट करके तुम सीख जाओगे एंड एवरीथिंग. आई अंडरस्टैंड दैट. आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि ठीक है कोई इंसान के लिए वो बराबर भी होगा, मुझे नहीं करना तो क्यों आप मुझे फोर्स कर रहे हो कि जो मुझे नहीं करना है. एंड आई थिंक लाइक
that is also like something I thought about.
Right?
Exactly.
कि अब मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि now this is I can put my life into my hands. मेरे हाथों से मैं मेरी लाइफ बना रही हूँ kind of a thing. That's
and also like अभी भी if I talk to like there's some people who text me on Instagram and they say कि आई लिटरली, ये सच में हुआ था. एक लड़की बोलती है, दीदी आप ये गे और लेस्बियन के बारे में कैसे सोचते हो? I said उनकी लाइफ है, whatever they want they do, it's okay, who am I to judge? कहती है कि आई डोंट नो आप ऐसा क्यों सोचते हो, लेकिन मेरे हिसाब से ये गलत है. तो दिस इज लाइक समथिंग यू आर टॉट like from the beginning, and that is how your brain is, you know, developed to think like that कि अच्छा ऐसा यही सही है. But when you interact with people abroad, like from all around the world, they discuss and you meet people who are like gay or lesbian, then you know like okay, they are people, they have their own, you know, experience and their inclination. So who am I to judge? So it's not just about Korea, like probably any other country.
Everywhere. वो सोसाइटी तुम्हें सिखाते बचपन से तुम्हें बोलते ना कि यही सही है और ये गलत है, तो ये आप करोगे तो हर एक चीज इसमें जो भी आप करोगे सब गलत है, काइंड ऑफ.
पिंक टॉयज फॉर गर्ल्स एंड ब्लू टॉयज फॉर बॉयज.
वो भी मार्केटिंग थी, पता है, तो ब्रांड ने पैसे बहुत कमाए. बट आई थिंक लाइक गे एंड उसमें तो मुझे लेके ही मत जाओ. लाइक आई हैव सो मच टू टॉक अबाउट इट, बट आई डू सी दैट. एंड वो ऐसा है कि इंडिया में दूसरी चीज़ कभी कभी मुझे ऐसा लगती है कि खुद के ओपिनियंस दूसरों के ऊपर थोपना,
exactly,
forcing your opinions on somebody else is there. It's not like I was not like that, क्योंकि मैंने भी वही देख के सीखी हूँ मैं, तो I was like that. And then in here is like okay, I respect your opinion, I understand where you are coming from, but I think this way.
Yes.
तो आपका आप वहाँ पे हो, मेरा ओपिनियन ये है, ये इस चीज को रिस्पेक्ट करना शायद मैं यहाँ पे
अभी यहाँ पे इंडिया में हो रहा है कि if you're not respect, like if you have different opinion, they will start fighting.
Yes.
And then your relation will deteriorate.
Right. तो आपका यहाँ पे कोरिया में अभी इतना सारा आपने सीखा भी, तो are there any challenges that you have faced in like 7 years? kabhi
a lot of challenges without I think
everybody has that. Any of the challenge that has taught you a lot, maybe, and you went through a lot?
Like first of all, Korean company में काम करना, just being a single foreigner in a company where you are surrounded by all the Koreans. Language is one of the barrier which you face. Even though no matter how fluent you are, when it comes to work, there are different terminologies and different words which you have to learn and you have to use. And not just the language, but you know, the culture aspect. You need to know how to behave when you are with people, especially in the work culture. You need to know कि अगर आप ऐसे behave करोगे तो सामने वाला का क्या होगा. And you might say something which is okay in your culture, but it's not okay in their culture. They might get offended, and you don't even know कि ऐसा हो सकता है. It happened with me, like in Korea when you go for this 회식, team dinners, everybody was pouring, you know, this drink for everyone.
Each other,
So there was someone who asked, okay, I want this. So I just stood and I was just pouring. Then there was this Khojang who said, you don't have manners, you should pour for CEO. Probably he was drunk. He was drunk. That is why he just, you know, spoke in a loud tone. And I was shocked, like, why is he talking to me? CEO did not even ask me to pour. Why should I pour for her? But it's in their culture. अगर उनका glass खाली है तो आपको उनको pour करो और then उनको pour करो. I was not aware of this because I'm not so much into drinking culture, so how would I know? And especially their like Korean drinking culture, how would I know? And so these are the differences, you know, you culture aspects, these are the challenges. And then you think, I was so much, you know, shocked that day, and I was offended by the way he spoke. The next day I told my team leader about it. She spoke to him and he said, okay, I was drunk and, you know, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, even if he was not drunk, still, like, these are the things which, you know, you need to know beforehand. So it is a challenge. It was a challenge. It is always a challenge because you don't learn everything about their culture. Even in 7 years is not enough. उसके अलावा भी there is like surviving as a foreigner in a foreign country is not easy. जब घर पे आप कोई काम नहीं करते हैं, आपको सब हाथ में मिलता है, और यहाँ पे आके आपको खाना भी बनाना पड़ता है,
बर्तन धोने पड़ते हैं।
एग्जैक्टली, दैट इज द वर्स्ट थिंग, आई डोंट लाइक इट।
लेकिन मेरी मम्मी मतलब बोलती है बेटा तू वहाँ पे इंडियन खाना बनाती, मम्मी
दाल बना लेते, चावल बनाते, हो गया खत्म।
या फिर कुकर के अंदर खिचड़ी लगा दूं मैं, वो भी चलेगा, क्योंकि एक ही बर्तन है, एक कुकर ही धोना है।
फ्रिज में रख दो, 2 दिन चलाओ।
एंड मम्मी बोलती क्यों? नहीं मम्मी आपको शायद अच्छा लगता होगा, सब्जी काटो, फिर सब्जी काटे वाले बर्तन धो, बाद में बनाओ, अकेले खाओ,
और फिर वो 5 मिनट खत्म हो जाता है।
लेकिन यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम होती है पता है, जब तुम बोलते ना बनाओ अकेले खाओ, इसलिए तो बोली मैं तेरे को कि शादी कर ले। मैंने अरे आ गए वहाँ पे, तुम तो मतलब हर एक चीज घुमा फिरा के वहीं पे लेके आ जाओ। बट आई टोटली गेट दैट। Korean company, I also worked in Korean companies, and not every company is like similar, but I guess because you are working, उनके culture में तुम काम कर रहे हो, they expect you to like understand it, but there is no guidebook for it, and everybody have their own Korean company expectations, right? कि अगर आजकल तो बेसिक बहुत कम हो चुकी है, कंपनी डिनर्स बहुत कम हो चुके हैं, बट फिर भी कुछ कंपनीज में वो लोग माउंटेन क्लाइंबिंग थिंगसान के लिए जाते हैं, कहीं कुछ और करते हैं।
I know I joined this company for a month. I resigned because I couldn't survive in that company. I joined that company, and there was one lady, Isa name, like she was Isa, like how do you say, co-founder probably. So she,
like director,
director. So she was the wife of the CEO. These family companies, I just hate them. So she said, she asked someone to, HR to send an email कि जिसको जिसको बैडमिंटन के लिए जाना है वो लोग अपना नाम दे दो. I did not send. Then she called me in the room and said, why are you not going for the badminton? I said, I'm not interested and I am not good at it. So she forced me, literally forced me. Oh, it's those who don't know, it's better for them. They should go, you will get a chance to learn. So I said, okay, I was very hesitant. I didn't want to go. So I said, okay, maybe from next week. She said, no, just stand up. I want to look what kind of clothes you're wearing. Because she was looking if I'm wearing clothes which are appropriate for playing badminton. So she said, oh, your clothes are fine. Go to today. Let's go today. I was like, अरे भाई छोड़ दो, हमको नहीं जाना है, हमने ईमेल का रिप्लाई नहीं किया तो कोई तो रीजन होगा ना, right? But like I couldn't say no because I joined the company new and like
peer pressure.
Yeah.
Nunchi game.
Nunchi, seriously. So I had to go with them. And all the people who went, they were complaining and they were saying like they should have some, personal life. If they want to play badminton, they should play with their family. Why are they forcing employees? And that is not even in the office hours, it's after office hours.
Right? So the people who do not know Nunchi is like किसी और के emotions या feelings को उस इंसान ने नहीं भी बोला तो भी
you have to understand
कि उनके actions या expressions देख के तुम expect करो कि ये क्या सोच रहे हैं, तुम्हें क्या करना है,
वैसे
react करो. Like it's a big word that you would hear a lot in Korean society.
Yes.
Not just in companies, like the nunchi opsa is like, do you not have nunchi? Even in dating, even in like different things, I guess like
in everything. Nunchi.
Like वो इंडिया में होता है ना कि मम्मी बोलती है बर्तन धोने तो सास ससुर हम टीवी में जो देखते हैं टीवी सास बोलती वहाँ पे सब लोग बर्तन धो रहे तू वहाँ पे खड़ी होकर क्या कर रही जाके धो खुद भी तेरे को दिख नहीं रहा है वो kind of situation is that's nunchi. You have to figure out, you have to do it. Oh, I totally see that. It's like everybody wants to like जो कोरियन का हम इमेज जो ड्रामा में देखा है that's not always the image that is in real life.
Seriously.
Right, so that's why like sometimes when I get any messages about, hey, I want to live in Korea, I want to work for a Korean company, the first question I want to ask, and I ask them is like, why?
Exactly. When like I also like took this, some people requested me to how to write an SOP, so I said, okay, you send it to me, I read it. I'll do the review. I read it, and one of them wrote, I am a big fan of K-pop and blah blah blah. I want to live. That is my like dreamland. And I was like, तुम्हारा पहले reject हो जाएगा.
There are so many foreigners who come here for that.
Yes.
And पता नहीं, लेकिन इसलिए why अगर तुम्हारे पास है कि मैं यहाँ पे आके क्या करना चाहता हूँ and क्या करना चाहती हूँ, then that is like something really important. And literally like I even did hiring in Korea in my past companies. So एक चीज़ वो लोग हमें बोलते हैं कि तुम्हें अगर foreigner को hire करना है, so what as a employee or as a like applicant, what are you offering to the company? वो तुम्हें क्यों hire करे? तुम खुद उसका अगर reply दे सकते हो. If they ask you why should we hire you, like I'm Indian, I like K-pop, that's why I want to work in IT company. Nobody's going to hire you.
Yeah, exactly.
तुम ही सोचो ना कौन hire करेगा तुम्हें.
Obviously.
तो वो चीज अगर आप तुम सोच के बराबर आ रहे हो तो then Korea is like any country में कोई भी कंपनी में ऐसे ही होता है. मैंने वो एक चीज मुझे उन्हें बोलनी थी कि हाँ सोचो पहले आप कोरिया में क्यों आ रहे हो.
Like of course like you might like K-pop, it's a different thing. Like you need to first decide what is your goal of coming Korea. Just because you want to see BTS you're coming to Korea. You will not even
travel.
given,
It's fine. पैसे बनाने मत आओ ना. Travel के लिए आ जाओ, 6 महीना रुको देखो.
Yes.
या फिर if you have a lot of money then just live in here. अगर वीजा मिल जाए तो.
वीजा तो नहीं मिलने वाला.
अगर वीजा मिल जाए तो. So coming to that, somehow I'm really curious about, do you see like any differences culture-wise between India and Korea, and if yes, like what is like one or two of the differences which are clear to you?
Talking about professional life, I think in Korea there is a male dominant society. Like especially I've seen like in Korean companies, the CEO and the people who are at the higher level, they all are like male. And people who are at the lower level, they are females in most of the companies. Right now in my company, like most of them are females, but that's something how it happened. People resigned, but initially like the people who were at the higher position, they were male. So even in the first company I joined, that was I think why did I stay there for 1 year? I don't even know. I should have resigned earlier. But that was a little typical Korean company, and I could see people shouting on the other male employees.
Oh.
So very much male dominant work culture. And the second thing I see, I think in India as well it
we
is.
Have a little
but I do see a lot of females who are doing good at highest position. It's like balanced, at least in corporate in India. But in Korea it's not like that. Maybe nowadays startups it's changing.
Yeah. I think like in IT industry maybe like women are also strong and they are on levels, but if you go in 중소기업, the middle companies or SMEs, manufacturing or somewhere like there, on those companies I see like what you're saying, it's a kind of, I see that sometimes, yes.
And the second thing is that I think like in Korea, not about the startups because I don't have any experience in working in startups, but talking about from the government institutes to the SMEs, they don't like to adapt to innovation. Like for example, I'll tell you, in COVID, Korea and Japan were the only countries probably which did not go for work from home. There were few companies who went, but they had those trust issues with the employees. You have to mark your attendance, and at like when you are logging in and logging out, and they keep on texting you or keep on having Zoom meetings to check on you whether you're working or not. There are a lot of trust issues when it comes to work from home. But like look, even in India, like in other countries, we had like for 2.5 years, everyone worked from home.
Yeah.
Like if, of course, they might have reduced the salary probably, but there were companies who did not reduce.
No, yeah. So I think again in IT, or in the big companies at least, it changed quite easily. But मुझे एक मेरे फ्रेंड थे जो हिंदी में काम करते थे, एंड आपने जो बोला वो बराबर सही है. तो इफ़ उनका माउस जो है, if it does not move for like 10 or 15 minutes or something, they get a call from HR asking कि hey, your mouse or there is nothing changed on your screen, we got a notification, what happened. तो ये चीज़ वो कंपनी में हुई ऐसे मैंने सुना है. I don't know how much of that is true. तो अगर आप स्मोकिंग के लिए जा रहे हो या फिर खाने के लिए जा रहे हो, then you have to let them know beforehand, to your team at least, कि something I have done. Like,
I think at the end what should matter is that you are doing the work.
Productivity, yeah, right. Like,
I don't want to comment, but you know the reason why Japan and Korea are the least productive nation.
I'm curious.
Maybe this, because they like for them it matters that you are sitting till late hours in office, and
Yeah.
like when it's for you start working and showing that you are working hard.
I think it's changing, but कोई कंपनी में अभी भी वो है ना कि अगर आपका हायर टीम मैनेजर घर नहीं गया रहा है तो आप भी नहीं जा सकते हो, kind of a thing.
But for my company, I leave at 6. Nobody says anything. That is the best thing I would say.
No, yeah, that's why like it's changing a lot.
It's changing.
बहुत change हो चुका है, but still like कहाँ पे मैंने पहले सुना था कि वो घर नहीं जा रहे तो आप नहीं जा सकते हो.
अभी भी काफी companies में है ऐसा. Like
वो धीरे-धीरे शायद अभी आजकल की generation change कर रही है, but that is there. Professionally, इंडिया और कोरिया में डिफरेंस. तो कोरिया में एक चीज़ जो अच्छी लगती है मुझे, जो इंडिया में मैं मिस करती हूँ, इज़ कि इंडियंस, मेरी जो टीम थी, वी वर वर्किंग फ्रॉम होम, राइट? कोविड चालू था एंड एवरीथिंग. सो वी हैड अ मीटिंग एट 8:45 IST इंडियन टाइम में एवरी मॉर्निंग, एंड घर से काम कर रहे हैं ना, तो शी वाज वन ऑफ माई टीम मेंबर वाज लेट एंड शी इज लाइक नहीं बस लेट आ गई. अरे यार थोड़ा तो सोच यार, तू घर से काम कर रही है, बस क्यों लेट आएगी तेरी. तो वो जो हमारे एक्सक्यूज जो है ना इंडिया में, तो मैं क्यों लेट हो गए या फिर एवरीथिंग. तो just not just the team members, even for like right now we have some of the partners in there. तो कभी कभी वो बोलते हैं कि मैं परसों तक काम कर दूंगा, एंड परसों तक कभी काम नहीं होता.
वो नहीं होता, वो you know Indian timing and Korean timings, right?
परसों में कभी काम नहीं होता, डेडलाइन कभी टाइम नहीं होगा, एंड उनके पास सब पूरा रीजनिंग होता है. बट लिटरली मेरे पर्सपेक्टिव पे से आई डोंट केयर अबाउट योर रीजनिंग,
I want the work.
I want the work done. And कोरिया में डेडलाइंस वो कुछ भी करे,
वो लोग मैनेज करते हैं.
No matter what happens, they manage it.
Yes.
And another thing that I feel right now, like I was trying to do one of the contract with Indian company, and वो कॉल करते हैं, व्हाट्सएप कॉल आता है, एंड वो बोलते कि हम पूरा की पूरा मीटिंग कॉल पे करेंगे. यार तुम्हें उनको कितनी बार बोली कि आप प्लीज मुझे डॉक्यूमेंट्स दे दो. सो डॉक्यूमेंटेशन इज समथिंग दैट
मोर इन कोरिया,
या इंडियंस रियली डोंट डू. लाइक पूरा की पूरा उन्हें फ़ोन पे ज़्यादा होगा या फिर टेक्स्ट में होगा, बट ऑफिशियली डॉक्यूमेंट्स जब उन्हें बोलते कि हम बना के दो, तो वो मुझे एक मिसिंग अभी भी बहुत लगता है. एंड आई एम आस्किंग फॉर डॉक्यूमेंट्स एंड देन देयर फॉर 4 days राइट नाउ ऑल्सो देयर इज़ नो रिस्पॉन्स. डॉक्यूमेंट इतना सा एक छोटा सा मैंने आपको बोला कि दे तो नहीं देते. एंड फॉर कोरिया इज रियली ऑर्गेनाइज्ड.
यस, that I agree with you.
Right, everything has to be like so that a new member when they come they would have everything documented, and history bhi hogi, so you know like what mistakes you made and everything. So that is like a good stuff, and I agree with the bad side of it as well. कि बहुत micromanaging sometimes, like I see it, कि बहुत ज़्यादा micromanaging होती है. So that limits maybe creative thinking.
Yeah, creativity. Yes, exactly.
Right, and education भी एक तो सेम ही है ना, competition. तुम अगर आगे नहीं जा सकते हो तो दूसरों को भी आगे ना जाने दो. 3 Idiots वाला वो.
One of my friend from Iran, she told me that she was working in lab and she did her work, and the next day she came and she saw that whatever she did was gone. And she knew who did it, and it was her Korean lab mate, because he couldn't see that she did it before and her results were already out. So this is like
similarity है ये इंडिया के साथ में.
Exactly.
मैं आगे नहीं बढ़ रहा तो तू भी आगे मत बढ़, साथ में रुकते पीछे.
I think this is something common among, like it's about human psychology.
Right? वो लेकिन हमारे इसमें वो भी है ना कि स्कूल से ही हमें कंपटीशन के बारे में बहुत सिखाया. कितनी आई तो पहली है, दूसरी, तीसरी, चौथी, पांचवी है, ये kind of. And Korea also have the same thing, and maybe that's why it's like if I'm not first, I don't want my friend to be first. क्योंकि घर में आके मम्मी डांटती है फिर, तेरी फ्रेंड को कैसे अच्छे मार्क मिले, that kind of a thing. I guess like it's maybe because of that. I really don't know. But अगर हम कोई अलग next इसमें जाए तो anything that you feel like you learned from your working experience in Korea, like any skills in particular?
honestly speaking, Korean office में कोई कुछ सिखाता नहीं है. For example, when I worked in India, there was 1 month or 2 month training कि उसमें आपको सिखाएंगे एक skill सिखाएंगे, उसका test होगा and then you work. There might be a difference because that was a multinational corporation, but यहाँ पे I'm not working in that kind of like Hyundai या फिर Samsung. I did internship but not as full time. So probably that is the difference, maybe. I'm not sure about that, but I think India में काफ़ी like thorough training होती है before you join a job. But Korean companies में even if you join in India, there isn't any training kind of thing. But because there is requirement in office, I learn it through I take classes, online classes. So I would say I learned about SEO and paid ads and all by myself. Nobody asked me to do that. I just did it because of curiosity, and also I thought that would add on to my skills and also would be helpful when I'm doing it for my company. Yeah,
like the better things, right?
Yeah, especially like when it comes to Amazon. Like recently I got someone resigned and that work came on me, so I have to do it and I know nothing about it and I have to learn from the scratch. So learning from scratch isn't easy, especially when you have to take on, especially when you have like so much of sales from Amazon, so it's very burdensome. So I had to take some kind of online classes to learn how to manage the ads, especially because when it comes to big amount of money you're investing for a company, it's a very it's burden.
Yeah, it's like a big,
so yeah, it's not your company, you cannot do anything. Right. You have to be responsible, you have to reply कि अच्छा इतना spend किया था तो इतना आया sales, क्यों आया इतना, you have to tell them everything. So so I think like yes, I did learn and one thing I would say, if you want to work in a Korean company, definitely you need to learn Excel skills. We don't take special classes right? I think none of the foreigners do that, but Koreans do take special Excel classes, and I think that is especially that is helpful in data mining and all, and also like PowerPoint presentation skills. That is something we just developed when we were in a school, so not very much you have to learn. But I think Excel skills are very much required if you want to work in a Korean company. When I joined my first company, I remember I was so embarrassed at times because I did not know the basic
small tricks.
Yeah. So either you just figure it out when you are doing work and just Google it, but छुप के कि कोई जज ना करे, अरे इसको ये भी नहीं आता है.
तो अच्छे positive में अगर हम बात करें तो you learn, like Korea taught you how to learn things by yourself and find your ways.
Yeah.
So you kind of became like more independent, and now you don't like spoon feeding.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to ask someone like इसको कैसे करना है,
खुद से कैसे करना है,
खुद
kind
से
of.
कैसे करना है.
I think like the same thing is with me. So I have talked about this on the podcast before as well. I had a CEO in the first company that I was working in, and he had experience. He was like a Korean, but he lived in US for like 15-20 years or something like that. तो उन्हें इंडियंस के साथ में भी उन्होंने काम करके देखा है, एंड कोरियंस के साथ में भी काम करा है, फॉरेनर्स के साथ में भी काम करा है. सो ही केम एंड ही टोल्ड मी वन थिंग. तो कोरियंस, he's like, Nidhi, Koreans are like, they like to do everything by themselves. They like to go and find it out by themselves, and they won't ask anybody. And Indians, in his opinion, are like, they don't do any research, they will come and ask you.
Yes.
Because they think that's the fastest way. And for Koreans, they think like researching on your own is not troubling somebody else and wasting their time. So they would research and then come. And Indians would just first come and ask.
Yes.
So sometimes this is the Korean way is a better way, and sometimes the Indian way is a better way. What he wants me to do is find both. Don't waste your time just to do research on your own and not ask. So do a quick research, try to find it.
And when you don't find it,
when you don't find it, ज़्यादा मत time waste कर उस पे. When you don't find it, don't be afraid to ask.
Yes.
And I think वो चीज़ मैंने यहाँ पे देखी है. But मेरे experience में this nunchi thing is like you have to expect, you cannot say that many things, you have to just like see it's really tiresome.
It is tiresome, and it is I don't know what to say.
But अगर हम इसे यूज़ कर सकते हैं इस टाइप में कि हम फॉरेनर इज लाइक oh yeah I'm a foreigner, and if you appeal that instead of appealing that you are one of them and you are like आपकी कोरियन इतनी अच्छी है, तो ये चीज़ होती है कभी कभी कि because your Korean is really good sometimes, which is really needed in the company, but they are like oh you are like a Korean, you are more Korean than I am because your Korean is good. So in my case it's like at first I liked it, you know, कि हाँ मैं इनके कल्चर को समझ पा रही हूँ and I am getting blended maybe in the society, but उसमें ऐसा हो गया कि then when they don't like me or something that I did, then at that time I was a foreigner, and जब वो मुझे कोरियन बोलते कि हाँ you are one of us, you are only Korean, so they expect me to always behave like a Korean.
Yes.
And if you don't put a line over there, you are going to have really hard time. You have to always put yourself as a little bit like a foreigner,
yes, exactly.
so that you would have the freedom to be yourself.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're just going to like,
I totally
get
agree
crushed.
with that. Seriously.
ये experience से आया, पता है मैं बहुत ज़्यादा मैंने.
It's very difficult. If you just blend with their culture, they will not even consider you are a foreigner, and they will be expecting you to do the same way they are doing things. And once you make a mistake, small mistake, they will say, like, okay.
Because you are a foreigner, you don't understand our culture, and so I think like it's to stand your ground is really important in here. And once you do that, and once you show something, they would really like you, and they would work with you, and something like that. So going forward, still like there are so much change that is happening, right, in Korea, because the foreigners are coming in, the companies are being slowly opening more to the foreigners in here. I think it's going to grow and change. Even the company culture might change a little bit. Do you see any change yourself, like these from your friend's story and in your experiences, that this way you see how the market is going to change in next like 5 to 10 years?
Okay, so I think you must be aware of the fact that Korea is having a declining population.
Yes.
So the reason they are inviting more and more foreigners, and they are accepting international marriage. So I think they want more people to come in and join more companies, and so they are also making changes in the policies, like visa policies, and they are introducing more ways of introducing like inviting more foreigners to work in Korean companies. So I definitely believe that going forward there would be a lot of changes in Korean companies. And they would be accepting people from all various countries, because initially when I was looking for a job, there was a huge demand for Indians, but gradually it decreased, and for Vietnamese it increased because of the market, So it also depends on your country's market. If your country is a good ground for investment for the Korean companies, and also if your country's government is making efforts to build relationship between the two countries, I think definitely then you have a good opportunity to find a job in Korea. And
what do you think about India then, because right now our audience is all Indians?
Yeah, I think it is improving, because I have seen a lot of efforts which Korean companies are making to invest in Indian. Definitely India was one of the preferred market, but I don't want to comment on political issues. So, but I think like as Apple changed its market from China, like people are moving from China to India, right? So definitely India will be once again a big market for many of the companies in Korea. And I have also heard from a lot of people who are actually looking for Indians to hire them. And you are much more aware. Yes.
I think I see that wave going a little bit towards like Indian, not just the content, but they want to know more about how business works there, what kind of opportunities they have there, and consumer behavior and everything like that. And
it's not just about the Indian market, because my company, where I am working, it has no market in India, but still I'm working because we know English, right? And I know Korean. Yeah, so we have the pros. Like this is one of the advantage which Indians can explore when they are finding a job in Korea. and Indians are intelligent by birth.
Let's use your intelligence.
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself going, maybe like yourself personally, where do you see yourself in 5-10 years?
I see myself as an entrepreneur of a like promoting Indian culture in Korea and vice versa. But I'm doing that currently as well, but at a much huge level.
Do you need any help? Can we help?
Of course.
Let's help.
Yeah. Definitely.
I'm always ready for that. So going towards my last question, because there are so many people who are interested in Korea and unhe Korea mein aana hai, unhe dekhna hai. So do you have like any tips or any advice for anybody who is watching right now who are sitting in India and they want to come to Korea?
Pehli baat to, please don't think Korea is what you see in K-pop or like K-dramas. जैसा इंडिया है वैसे ही कोरिया है, लाइक जैसे इंडियंस हैं इंडिया में वैसे ही कोरियंस हैं, लाइक
कोरिया में. हाँ.
बॉलीवुड, लाइफ इज सेम. बॉलीवुड में है, लोग जाते लाइक यू कैन सी एक्टर्स ड्रेसिंग अप फैंसी, सेम इज के ड्रामास एंड के पॉप. यू वोंट फाइंड देम ऑन द स्ट्रीट्स, राइट? सो डोंट फैसिनेट अबाउट द कंट्री एंड have a goal when you are like, if you have decided that you want to come to Korea, decide what you want to do. Just don't come because you want to see or meet your idol.
Right? If you want to do that, come for a travel. Like,
Yeah.
वो इंडिया में वो भी एक मान बोलते हैं proverb, नव्याचे 9 दिवस. कोई भी नई चीज़ के नए दिन बहुत 9 दिन बहुत अच्छा लगता है, 10वें दिन ये बोर हो जाती है. So अगर आप कोरिया में भी आ रहे हो तो आपको मतलब शायद कुछ महीने अच्छा लगे,
उसके बाद नहीं,
advanced country and everything, and then it becomes it will become your daily life. So then you might see, so having a goal is really useful.
Another tip is like learn some Korean.
Learn. Oh yeah.
That is
language
very much important.
is really important.
And yeah, like और उससे भी ज़्यादा like the most important thing is you should be open to different culture. Like if you're coming to Korea, you should know कि भाई हम नए देश में जा रहे हैं, तो I shouldn't be like stubborn कि भाई मेरे कल्चर में ऐसा है, हम ऐसे क्यों करें? Like है ना? रूम में आपको जूते उतार के जाना है तो आप जूते उतार के जाओ. जैसा
देश वैसा देश.
वैसा like you have to accept things which might not be very common or you know pleasing in your own culture.
वही होता है ना कि अगर आप यहाँ पे साड़ी पहन के घूमोगे, which is totally fine, that's your thing, but people might look at you. So जैसा देश है वैसा वेश करोगे. तो इंडिया में भी तो हम बोलते हैं कि छोटे कपड़े पहन के मत घूमो, रास्ते के ऊपर लोग घूरेंगे, and that's not good for you because इंडिया में वो कल्चर नहीं है. So यहाँ पे आके आप यहाँ के कल्चर के लिए ओपन रहो, at least,
exactly.
right? I think that's really nice tips. That just to conclude, you said like language, have a goal. First one, I kind of पहला वाला था.
Don't fantasize.
Yes, don't fantasize, have a goal, yes. Language, and the fourth one is like open to the new culture, new perspective, and keep learning.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Okay. On this note, I don't want to take this too forward. Like I want to end this episode over here. For next time, we are going to keep some secrecy for next time.
Yeah,
like,
sure,
right? So before we let you go, if you have any questions that you want to ask Swarmin, please do ask her. And if you want to know how you want to come to Korea, visas and anything, go to her website. I'm linking her account on the description. You can go to her, you can get her consultations, and she would be really, she's kind, really kind. I haven't seen that many kind people. So please find everything there. And I hope that would help you. Until next time, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.